It's week 2 of the National Football League. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Raiders and the Ravens. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Built on the site of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Thank you all for joining us here in week number 2. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we got a great one this week, partner. One of the only games league-wide featuring 2 teams who both won their openers.
Yeah, it's been mission accomplished so far, each off to the start that they envisioned as the season began. And while it's only week 2, whoever can come out of this one with a win and jump to 2-0 has everybody in their division looking up at them.
Only one team will keep the winning ways going to start the season as we're off in week 2. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by the reigning MVP, the second of his career, the best runner in the game. It's Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
First down, here's Lamar. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Lamar throwing again. That one's intercepted. Trayvon Merrick has it. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead. Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
So here come the Raiders now for their opening drive. They're led out by the mustached quarterback from Washington State, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner's the kind of guy that you just say his name. You just look at him there with the mustache in the huddle. He just puts a smile on your face. And oh, by the way, he tends to elevate the people around him. Last year in Indianapolis, filling in for Anthony Richardson, yeah, it was only 15 touchdowns on paper. And man, he made that team believe, that city believe. And he's hoping to do the same here in Vegas.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Slot man motioned over. From the 26 on 2nd down. Escapes the pocket.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Third and short. Here's Minshew. Pocket isn't holding Jackson out to try this Raiders field goal. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will get them on the board.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Hill now to return it. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Ravens offense returning to the field for their second possession. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
Throwing now on first down, it's Jackson. Forced out to his right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That one goes for 25 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. Well, it's a perfect play to break it big.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Lamar now from the gun. Throw left side, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Now they'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one.
Intentional grounding, offense.
Well, I've always wanted to ask this, so this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Chased out to his right. He's running with it. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
And oh, he drops it. He had all the space in the world. Brock, he got behind the defense, and he just looked away before he brought it in. A big missed opportunity. Bullock's kick is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Madison. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. New set of downs for him at the 38. Out of the pistol, Minshew. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
We'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. We'll get out of bounds after a small gain.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. Out of the gun, Madison. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Play action. It's Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, Minshew. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Vegas 1st down. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he'll push them down to the 6-yard line. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They'll go right back to Madison. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, it did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. This 32 yards out. It's on the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Deontay Hardy to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Ravens trotting out their offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play fake, Jackson. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Lamar. Aguilar with the grab. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he'll get it up to the 44. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Finds Aguilar. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Buys time, rolling right. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 37. Finds a man, right side. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Working inside the red zone. He's got it over the middle. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Here's Lamar. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Here's Henry on the option. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Jackson. On the move, headed right.
You know, that play is so indicative of what we see in training camps all over football. Pursue, pursue, pursue. Blanketed coverage on the back end, and look at that defense fly. No gain on the play, but it very much feels like a sack for that defense.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Has it down close. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get some late points and the lead.
Well, Brock, we don't see this often, but love it whenever we do. The fullback, the target on that one, and he ends up with 6.
You're absolutely right, Kate. You don't see fullbacks utilize that much, but man, when you do have a weapon like that, it stretches a defense so thin. Big time touchdown. Yes, by a fullback.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens take a 4-point lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. Throwing on first is Minshew. And he can't reel it in, incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need...
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens drive their lead to 11. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Trey Tucker to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. From the 32. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. He lofts it deep left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in Baltimore. The Ravens flying into the break with a lead. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville. And it's the Browns who are out on top. Deshaun Watson, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jamison Williams, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they lead the visiting Saints in that one at halftime. Russell Gage, a big afternoon. 3 touchdown catches in that first half. The first half belonged to the reigning NFL most valuable player, Number 8, Lamar Jackson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he gets crunched by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Going left side, Madison with it. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Minshew. Ravens swooping in, and they bring him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Minshew working from the gun. Cut for big yards on the right side. Hits the 20. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders cutting to the lead coming out of halftime. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Now, after that return, we've got an injured player getting some assistance as we momentarily step aside. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They go play fake with Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now. Trying down the middle of Henry. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
They're set up at the 35 now. Play action now with Jackson. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
At the 27-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Complete Derrick Henry. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Complete out to the right side. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Henry on the catch. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the gun, a run for Henry. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Divine Diablo there on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's got Andrews. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He finds Aguilar. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Lamar now from the gun. Gets this to Bateman. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Epps. A nice takeaway to end that 3rd quarter. And they're going to have a new possession waiting to start the 4th. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew. Gallup there to haul it in. Into the red zone. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders take a 4th quarter lead. Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
Ravens 17.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Hardy on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Lamar. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. Looking to throw, Jackson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, here's Lamar. Gets this one to Andrews. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. That's good for 7 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Lamar throwing again. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal. Man in motion, headed right. They'll run here with Henry. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on second and goal. Jackson throwing here. Forced out to his right. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a fourth-quarter lead. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here. Running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Caden. Some players, that's the world they thrive in. Finding windows where windows shouldn't exist and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens push their lead to 3. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Raiders are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Madison. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
He's back to throw. Risky throw, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. You want to know how strong the coverage was there? Man, they even had that underneath throw locked down, Brock, and he took it the other way.
It's really, really hard to find a better rep than that one in coverage. You're so spot on. Covered it down the field. Usually a gimme to the running back. The only thing was a gimme 6.
Tucker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Minshew. Complete here to Bowers. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Raiders got to score in a hurry.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there. Still inches to go on third down. Throwing now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. 35 on the pickup. And that's good for Raiders first. Sticking in the air with Minshew. Has a man, it's Madison. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Out of the gun, Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens take a 3-possession lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And he's been the victim of 3 interceptions already in this game, Brock. Passing lanes kind of reminding me of LA traffic. Pretty hazardous throughout this game.
Yeah, just a mess and nowhere to go. And it's an awful place both on the highway. And trust me, when you're in the pocket looking at this defense, too, it's miserable. Everything's been contested. Everything's been hard. No gimmies. It's a real testament to the work this secondary has done to prepare for this matchup.
He'll get this one to Madison. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new... And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. Minshew on first down. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. Connect on first, it's second down. Minshew working from the gun. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Minshew. This is hauled in by Myers. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 37. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They give now to Madison. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.